right now businesses are having a hard time, the first thing they cut is marketing budget, right? With SEO, if it's already established, even if you cut the marketing budget now, it still gives you continuous benefits. SEO, the benefits are long term. Social, once you stop paying, you lose visibility. Email marketing is good, but the way to capture emails, again, is SEO.
You're tuned in to Fast Forward, where we talk about the future of the many professional fields that shape our lives. It's Fifi Lopez, and today we will understand how content marketing and search engine optimization will affect our choices as a consumer. People in content marketing create and distribute media that promote a brand and its offerings. Meanwhile, search engine optimization makes it easier for certain content to be seen on social media and search engines. We will be picking the brain of a skilled leader to find out how brand promotions will change in the time of COVID-19. He is the Search Engine Optimization or SEO editor of Yahoo Finance New York. With over 13 years of experience in promoting company websites of ABC News, Forex Capital Markets, and more, he has mastered various technical skills in SEO. A few of these are web analytics, social media marketing, and search engine marketing. His unparalleled capabilities allowed him to boost Condé Nast's search referrals for 3 years straight, which similarly benefited the web traffic of The New Yorker, GQ, Wired, and Allure, among many others. He is Ronnie Tumbokon.
Welcome to Fast Forward, Sir Ronnie. Thank you so much for being here. I understand that you have been very busy with work, which is why I am glad that you have found the time and energy to be here. Speaking of which, what have you been up to in Yahoo?
So I'm doing SEO for Yahoo. SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. It's actually not the whole of Yahoo, it's just Yahoo Finance. And what I do is in search engine optimization is make sure that all of our content are seen or are visible in Google or all the major search engines. So we have news, we have informational articles, we have quote pages, we have screeners, and a lot of other types of pages. And it is my job to make sure that everything is crawlable and indexable by Google, and they are valuable assets or valuable resources so that Google can rank them pretty high in their search engine or otherwise be visible in all of their products.
What does it mean for a content or a website to be visible, crawlable, and indexable?
So you want your content to rank well or be visible in Google, meaning like it's not just anymore rank well because Google has so many products now. And it's not just search engines. There's Google Discover, where Google presents to you results without even you searching because they know you even more than you know yourself. So even though you're not searching, they're already presenting you. Here are the things you're interested in. Trust us. And then that's one of the products they have that delivers a lot of traffic to us, right? We want to ensure that everything is optimized in terms of Google being able to understand what the topic is of your content because, Yahoo Finance has millions and millions of pages and make sure that Google will be able to find this content. So there's a technical aspect involved also. It's not just, being able to write content, but you should also be able to understand web technologies, JavaScript, and so on to ensure that Google is able to find and read your content so that it will display it prominent in their search results.
It's really interesting hearing about how search engines work because they are a big part of our lives, as you have said. But before we dive into the world of SEO, I'd like to talk about content marketing because both go hand in hand. So why is it important for companies to create compelling content marketing strategies right now?
People right now, especially in the pandemic, right? People don't go out. They avoid getting out. So when they purchase, they make their research on the internet more than going out and, for example, going to a mall and look at the packaging and research on, is this the one that I want? Increasingly, people are using the internet to research product, and for that, you should be able to meet their needs by giving them informative content. When they buy, they typically go through 3 stages. Like first, they search for information about how to solve their problem. Second, they research about specific products that could probably solve their problem. And 3, the third stage is their actual purchase. For marketing campaigns, you should be able to capture buyers from the time they are researching about the product. This is a great opportunity to present them with good quality content that help them solve their problem, and at the same time introduce them to your brand, right? There's a need to create compelling content because first you have to meet your buyer at the time when they're trying to solve their problem. And if you create compelling content, it introduces them to your brand in a very good way, and then eventually they become buyers as you lead them to the so-called sales funnel or marketing funnel.
Using content can help users find out what your company is or what your brand is. But how can quality content push sales or leads when a person is not searching for a specific company or product/service?
When people go to the internet to search for something, like there's an intent, right, implied, like why are they searching this? If you create content that's really awesome, informational, deep, comprehensive, Google tends to rank it on top of search. When people click on that result, they go to your content, they're very thankful that you help them. They may not buy now, but in the future, again, when they encounter the same problem, they will be able to remember your brand. Like it's part of awareness, which is the first step in advertising. Like if they're aware of your brand, eventually they get a lot of good impressions, and when they encounter the same problem, that's the first thing that they think.
That is very true. Building a connection with your audience can definitely boost customer sales and customer loyalty. I'd like to focus on that really quickly. How can content compel people to patronize a certain brand?
When you create content that's like super informative, comprehensive, you give them a good impression that, hey, you're very knowledgeable about my problem. So this is probably the brand that's for me because I can relate to what you're saying. Do you have any experience like that? You go into the internet, you have a problem, you search for it on the internet, find a result, and then you click on it and it's about brand, and then somehow the experience stayed with you and you become a fan of that brand. Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah, there was this one time when I was on YouTube watching a video, and then I saw this Jollibee ad. It's very famous in the Philippines, Kwentong Jollibee. It is normally 2 to 3 minutes. It's really long for an ad, but it's very engaging because there are themes of love surrounding the said videos.
It's not just being informational, it's also reaching out to their humanity, appealing to their emotions. Like if you're emotionally like connected to a brand, then it follows that it becomes top of mind because we're human, we're emotional. So appealing to their emotions is one way, not just giving them informational content, but also giving them emotional content can sometimes work.
That is very true. When I was watching the Kwentong Jollibee ads, I was thinking, oh, I don't really see the product much, but the story is what pushes the brand. Aside from informational and emotional content, what type of content do you think people would like to see in the midst of this pandemic?
They want to see facts. They want to know how to avoid catching the virus. And then the other thing is we work from home a lot right now. I mean, a lot of people are working from home. So they want tips on how to work from home. One very important, a lot of people lost jobs, right? So they are looking for information about how do I recover financially from losing my job? How do I find another job in the pandemic, especially when the pandemic is over? What jobs are going to be in demand? And then also, how do I manage my money? Because I'm running out. What they don't want is fake news. For example, there's a lot of conspiracy theories going on that can actually kill people. Have you seen the pandemic video that's been very viral recently? See, people actually believe that, and they don't, take care of themselves. They don't take precautions. It can actually kill. It's actually very dangerous, and people who share that are actually responsible.
Now that we have talked about content marketing, let's go into your line of work, which is search engine optimization or SEO. What are some basic principles that people should know before they enter the marketing field?
SEO is just one aspect of digital marketing, right? There's SEO and there's PPC, which is pay per click, Google ads. You see in the Google results, people place ad on top of Google results. There's social, there's email marketing. Those are the main ones right now. SEO, it's one of the most important aspects because it's relatively the cheapest option. Contrast with pay-per-click, it's free. Of course, you have to pay your SEO employee and it's not really free. But you don't pay every time a customer clicks on your result on the search engine because it's always there. That's why it's called organic results. Secondly, when you're entering SEO, you have to make sure that you love knowledge because it involves a lot of discipline. So it's not only writing or content creation that you're doing, optimizing pages. You have to be good at technical stuff. So you have to have decent knowledge of, for example, JavaScript, decent knowledge of how the web works. I'm not saying, in-depth knowledge, but, at least superficial knowledge of those. Thirdly, you have to be good at analytics, not math per se. But when you look at numbers, you can derive knowledge from the numbers. You can come to a conclusion. You can tell what's wrong with your site. You can tell what's working on your site by just looking at the analytics. And you also have to be good in terms of personal relationships. You can't work alone. You work with engineers. You work with writers. So there are a lot of relationships you have to build and make sure you don't, step on their toes.
Like any field, SEO needs technical skills that can be grown through time. It may look very scary, you need coding, you need knowledge. It can be learned.
The reason that I learned a lot is because I always encounter problems. I try to find solutions to the problems, right? I learn more about that than from reading books or reading blogs by SEO experts.
Now, what are the other reasons people should educate themselves about SEO?
One of the main important, if not the most important part of digital marketing, because one, it's relatively less expensive. Two, it really builds your brand. It's a way for people to encounter your brand even if they're not aware of it before. And the other thing is, you're not selling. For SEO, selling is not the main thing. It's about, again, establishing awareness, helping people, giving them good information. Those are the types of content that actually do well in the search engines. And then only later, after building relationship, will you be able to sell your customer.
Despite SEO's benefits, a lot of companies have lagged behind in learning it and even using it. So why should companies prioritize SEO when businesses are struggling to keep their doors open because of this pandemic?
Right now, businesses are having a hard time. The first thing they cut is marketing budget, right? With SEO, if it's already established, even if you cut the marketing budget now, it still gives you continuous benefits. Even you're not paying for it anymore, the benefit is long term. even though you have a Facebook page or Facebook group, they hardly show your posts because they prioritize those who pay, right? It's the same thing as pay per click. It's not a long-term thing. Unlike SEO, the benefits are long-term. Social, once you stop paying, again, you lose visibility. Email marketing is good, but the way to capture emails, again, is SEO. You give them content that people are putting value on, and then you ask them to subscribe to your blog or whatever. And then the way you acquire these people are through search.
In other words, SEO is the gift that keeps on giving. Everything on the internet revolves around SEO. But I came across an article that said that SEO isn't for everyone, it's not for every company. What are your thoughts on this?
If your goal is just to sell, then SEO is not for you because people don't want to being sold to, right? I mean, when people don't click on your results in the web page, then that sends signal to Google probably is a bad page because this doesn't help people. They're just selling. Like there are sites that are just e-commerce sites. Like they don't care. They just want people to buy. And SEO won't work for that because it's so competitive. Are you gonna compete with the likes of Amazon? If you're a small business, you can't do SEO competing with them. So you have to do PPC, you have to do paid social, sponsored content.
Once companies think over these pros and cons, normally they would go to the side of SEO. But they have to keep in mind that when they use SEO, they have to do the right thing. So how can corporations ethically use SEO in the time of this pandemic?
Make sure you give your customers or prospective customers good content that are either useful to them or solve their problems. Don't give them fake content. In fact, Google is very strict about that right now. They have a way of determining fake content, fake news, and they value it. First of all, before creating good content, make sure, of course, that you identify what people are looking for, what are the problems they're trying to solve. And the way to do that is that there's keyword research, there's actual going to these question sites like Quora or Yahoo Answers to find out what people are asking. So you try to be empathetic with people about, and then read their minds. That's another skill of SEO that that's not being taught in schools. What are they asking about? And then you address this by creating great content that answers their pain points.
I understand that there is a difference between white hat SEO or ethical SEO and black hat SEO.
White hat SEO is like basically doing SEO that's following Google's rules. Black hat is manipulating weaknesses in Google's algorithm to be able to rank well. Black hat SEO, it works for a while, but then Google is smart enough and they eventually catch on. So it's like a whack-a-mole. When you do something black hat, expect it to be good for 2 months. Then afterwards, it's not good anymore. Probably the website that you created so hard becomes banned in Google. But with white hat, your effort will be long-term. Gray hat is in between. Like you do something that's within Google's guideline, but you interpret that guideline broadly. You look for loopholes in that guideline that, again, it's also have that risk of it became like it's gray hat now and eventually it becomes black hat. And then again, you lose all your efforts building that website because your website is banned.
From you, I realized that strategies such as content marketing and SEO have to be implemented in the right way to get the results you want. Before you go, would you like to plug a project of Yahoo?
I work in Yahoo Finance, so if you're like babbling in stocks or want to learn about stocks and investing and trading, then Yahoo Finance is the best place to learn about stocks.
Last of all, would you like to recommend any websites for learning SEO?
Search Engine Land, Search Engine Journal, Moz.com. There's a lot of them out there. and it keeps on growing. I have this website, SEO.alltop.com. It has all the top headlines of all those websites, so you don't have to memorize all those websites. It aggregates all of those SEO sites. It's a one-stop page for SEO.
Thank you so much, Sir Ronnie, for being my guest on Fast Forward, where we talk about the future of the many professional fields that shape our lives. Don't forget to tune in next week. It's Fifi Lopez saying goodbye and stay healthy.